see. Overtaking 1 minute.
All right, come on, let's go ahead. Sit down, get in. All right, Sean, let us know when we're in frame.
Yes, sir. I'm coming around.
All right, thank you.
You didn't come over a lot. Yeah. And Carrie, you can come over. Everybody's in the camera.
Okay, all right, you ready? All right. Oh,
I
okay.
look moisturized.
You can slide back from the table. Yeah.
You ready? All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
2, 1. Hey, as I mentioned, we have a very special guest today. His name is Randall Neesmith, and he's running for county council in the state of South Carolina in the county of Williamsburg, District 3. And so what we're going to do is give Randall a platform to let everybody know who he is, why he's running, and what's important to him and what's important to you. All right, cut. And we'll keep going. So Randall, hey, it's been a few months that we've been knowing each other. I've been following your campaign and really got an understanding for, what you're doing, what you're trying to bring to the county. But one of the questions that I've got a couple of times is, who's Randall Neesmith? Now, I might be late to the party. That happens sometimes. Hey, I'm a huge ego, but it happens. But, I know that other people, they know who you are. So, for the people that don't know who you are, why don't you give them a little information, let them know who you are.
Good question, Carrie. I understand some people may not know. Randall Neesmith, born and raised here in Trio, South Carolina. Some people say the country part of
It's
Andrews.
definitely the country.
Country part of Andrews. Graduated from C. Murray High School 2010.
War Eagles.
Yep.
All
War
right.
Eagles. Shout out to the class of 2010, by the way. We're planning our 10-year reunion for the most part and trying to do it around COVID and everything. But graduated from C. Murray High School 2010. Went to South Carolina State University. Go Bulldogs. Went there and got my civil engineering degree. Then went back for another year. Pretty much was a dual major. And got my degree in professional land surveying. Actually, the first in the state to hold that degree.
Oh, for real?
Yep,
Wow.
professional land surveying.
Outstanding.
So a little history there. So from college, my home was always where my heart was. So worked with my family business, but that took me to Greensboro, North Carolina.
And what's the family business?
Neesmith Construction.
Okay, all right.
Father and my uncle started it in 1981. Pretty much, before I was even born. So anyway, we opened up an office in Greensboro. I moved there for 3 years, worked there. But like I said, home is where the heart is. So I ended up coming home, wanting to come home, and I started teaching and coaching. So was here, been here.
What school is that?
Where I teach, it's Hemingway Career and Technology Center.
Gotcha, okay.
Where I teach building construction. Something, like I said, still not too far from construction and engineering. And things like that. Someone always, Randall Neesmith, a leader. I think also to be a leader, you must be a good follower. Or to be a good leader, you must be a great follower.
Certainly.
So, I always have my older brothers and cousins, that I was willing to follow them. But if they tell you, they'll say he's going to add his 2 cents in there and, because he got something to say. And that's, when I look at it, that's how I take it now. I watched, was on the sidelines now, I'm getting in the game.
So you took a lot of those lessons in from your brother and I'm sure the rest of your family because you guys have a pretty successful business. So I guess there's a lot of communications and a lot of things passed down to you.
Yeah, and I think probably one of my greatest blessings or gifts is having older brothers and older mentors. When you look at, honestly, when you look in my phone at who I communicate with the most, the average age is probably about 52, 53 years old.
I mean, that's good. They have a lot of wisdom to share with
you. You know, so it's and I'm talking, you know, 2-3 times a week, if not every day, communication. And you know, it's a saying that you know, a smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. And
Yes, sir.
you know, my mentors and what I would call my OGs, you know, they don't hold nothing back. They give me the game. So you know, like I said, I appreciate it, and I just try to soak it up like a sponge, you know, and use it for this game for life I'm playing.
Outstanding. So, you know, I'm from Williamsburg County, and you know, I understand how things are here in Williamsburg County. Not the best. Could be better, and anywhere could be better, but it could be so much better here. So, what made you decide that, you know what, hey, I'm the guy for, you know, this county council seat? What was the thing that pushed you over the ledge and say, hey, I'm gonna run?
Another great question, Kerry. Because you know, it's a lot of rumors out there to, you know, why I'm running. I done heard them all. You know, to why I'm running.
Well, let me tell you about 4 or 5. Now I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But I'm sure you heard them. But you know, so let me set the record here straight. 18, 19 months ago, I went to Mr. Miller, our current councilman, and you know, him and his wife can attest to this. I went and said, you know, Mr. Miller, pretty much told him, you know, I'm gonna run, but my dad and my brothers, you know, they wanted me to come see you before I, you know, go into this out of respect.
Yeah, they want you to connect with your elder and see, you know, see where everything was sitting. So
you know, and because he might be willing to pass that torch. Their exact words. So called him, and I want to thank one day I called him. He was like, I'm actually headed the council meeting, but let's do, I think, like Wednesday or Thursday or something. So great. Met with him, told him, you know, I'm gonna run, but I'd like for you to, you know, if you could take me under your wing or pass that torch, because like I said, I know how wisdom, you know, work and you know, and things like that. So just having insight, you know, could go a long way. Well, he told me, we left the conversation with that he wanted to keep the seat or whatever. So you know, pretty much, but he would think about it. So of course, you know, nothing ever happened of it. So
now we have a challenge.
So this was never. This he knew. People from his camp even came and said that he told them. So now this narrative that someone is pushing me to run, you know, it's like, you know.
Yeah, and you know what? One of the things, I had a discussion with this about someone else, and you know, they said, well, you know, who's pushing him to run? And I said, why does anyone have to push him to run? And even if they did, what's the problem with that? Maybe they see an issue and they figure that you're the man for the job. You know, so, you know, I get what you're saying. I understand your feelings on that, because I feel the same way about it. You know, if it's something that you want to do, regardless of the reason why you decide to do it, you're doing it. You know, you're deciding to go ahead and take up the mantle that nobody else is willing to take up, because there's no one else running, right? Just you and Mr. Miller. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right. So where's everybody else?
And you know, and they had the in June they had the race, and like I said, it was 3 people. You know what I'm saying, in that race, and it's like, okay, in District 3, we gonna have 4 people running for county councilman, and I just didn't, and if you see it all the times in other parties, one might drop out, and one might be like, I'm willing to adopt your
Policies.
platform or
Yeah.
your policies. So just into future talking about a vision from what I seen and what I heard. It was another candidate that I sort of like their policy,
Mm-hmm.
and also at the same time they were willing to bring me under their wing,
Right.
and was an open book with me.
Mm-hmm.
Willing to
Really willing to mentor you.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's, I think, that's important, and I think in our community that's what we lack a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Either you have this scenario, the young person who they feel knows it all and nobody can tell them nothing,
Right.
or you have the older person saying that a young person think they know it all,
Mm-hmm.
but ain't none of them, the older person never came to, like, they feel that way because they've been doing this and it was working.
Mm-hmm.
So that would happen.
It sounds like a territorial thing to me, where they don't want to give up their spot, they don't want to give up their slot for whatever reason it is. But at the end of the day, I feel like, hey, when it's time to pass the torch, it's time to pass the torch, because you can only carry it but so far, and you have to pass it on to the next generation so that they can, carry it further. Because I think I mentioned earlier, when we talked about technology, we talked about social issues, we talked about the world in general. There's so much going on, and if you're not in it, you can't really understand it, and if you can't understand it, you have no direction. And so, and one of the things that come along with that, I feel, is I'm not talking about ageism or anything like that, but the truth of the matter is, there's some things that younger people know that the older people don't, because they don't get into it. Like my father, he doesn't know how to use a computer. So if he needed to use a computer, guess what he'd do? He'd ask my daughter, or he'd ask me, to help him out with that, or do it for him. And so, it's just a generational thing. The generations, I guess, for lack of better terms, they get smarter. I guess you can say that. In some things. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not to get, but biblically, he speaks of it, wiser, stronger, wiser but weaker.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, my uncles and my dads, to me, they're my goat. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I would never, and I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, we talked about Neesmith Construction earlier, but it's working because our torch was passed.
Right.
My brothers, work in the company. You know what I'm saying? My dad and my uncle, they passed that torch.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's up to us to run this race. And if we do what we're supposed to do, eventually we should be ready and willing to pass that torch. So that's growth to me. That's how it works. But like I said, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I just wanted to let people know, Mr. Joe know, Mr. Miller know that I came to him. He knows that this didn't just fall out of the air.
Right.
So, and to let the people know, this is 18 months of me watching and actually not just, I put together a plan.
Yeah, so this is something that you planned. You moved back to the area for this, and this is one of the things that we talk about. We talk about people leaving, they're getting that, they're graduating, getting an education, leaving, and not coming back, because there's nothing to come back to. So I guess you decided to put your money, where your mouth is. And
I always want to keep it, a buck or 100.
Right.
I can't say that I planned this. After coming back, and like I said, coaching Little League football, teaching.
But you came back to give something back.
Yeah, I came. Now that I did, I came to give something back. Right. Well, I'm not a complainer, and I'm no one's victim. So when I came back and things wasn't up to my standards, like yourself, you didn't stand around and complain about it. You tried to implement
Right.
or do something about it. And this is me doing something about it.
Right.
I don't have any kids yet. Plan to have kids in the future, and their livelihood is riding on this.
Right.
This how serious I am about this. This isn't no popularity contest for me.
Mhm.
This is real life.
Right. This is real life.
You know, some people want to sit around and wait 4 years, and nah.
Right.
Every day your feet hit the floor, it's an opportunity and a chance to build or put that brick on the wall towards your future.
So okay, so we got some insight on, you know, how your mind is working about this whole political campaign. Let us know, you know, about some of your platforms. What are the things that you stand on? What's important to you? What you're passionate about?
My passion, man. I think anyone who teach or deal with the youth in any way, and I wouldn't say teach. I like to say educate because I'm an educator.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even with my students, I like for them to think outside the box, because if they just think what's in that book, you'll never be Einstein,
Mm-hmm.
or you'll never be Steve Jobs. So I'm an educator. You know, I give you the information, you know, so you can educate yourself, and let's have a dialogue about it. Because you might give me a perspective. I'd be like, doing this since 9, I never thought of it that way. And dealing with kids, I'm telling you, man, you will see they keep you sharp because they're so sharp, and you can't lie to them. You know, they're gonna see right through you. But on to that, one of my platforms is, and I brought up teaching because it's the youth.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke on my dad, uncles passing that torch, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to pass that torch one day.
Right.
So it's best for me to, hopefully when I'm passing it, I'm putting it in the best runner's hand.
Yeah.
Right.
And you got to give them something to look forward to. You got to give them a good role model to look forward to.
Yes.
And so let me ask you this question, because like I said, we're going to go deep. We're not going to hold any punches. We're going deep.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think that the current councilman has lacked or failed in that area, or do you think he's done a great job in that area?
Kerry, I can't pinpoint, you know, Mr. Miller's exact age.
Mm-hmm.
But his lack thereof, I can't blame him, because I know, I'm sure he's aged out. You know what I'm saying? He probably have grandkids older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he do with, you know, the youth? You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
and what I'm saying is age is a blessing. You know, so let's
certainly.
get that out there. Age is a blessing. But I'm sure Mr. Miller don't want to go hoop at the local park. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in one of the greatest things you can do for a person is inspire them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Barack Obama or Ronnie Sapp, who's, you know, once my coach, hoops with me,
Mm-hmm.
like that goes.
Right. You see them. They're out there with you.
Yeah,
You can relate to them.
I can touch them. I
Right.
can. Whoa, you, Mr. Senator Sapp, you drive a Jaguar, you know, live in a nice house. Like, it's real, you know. So I can't say, you know, nothing he's doing have done with the youth. And I'll say this: the little league we coach, he did. He always offered, you know, when we do the on where we wasn't able to do it this year because of the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
but when you do the trophies and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
he would offer his building.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what I'm
And that's a
saying
great
is,
thing.
yeah, and that's a great thing. But you see, you know what I'm saying? It's just we're in two different lanes. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
you know, you should be in two different lanes because
yeah,
you know, you're two different generations. Actually, it's, there's a multi-generational gap between
Yes.
the two.
Yes, I'm saying at least 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure at least 40 years
Certainly.
difference.
Yeah, and again, much respect to him and anybody that
Yes,
that's,
yes.
that's made it to that age.
Yes.
Much respect, man. We love y'all, and we hope that we make it to that age.
Yeah.
Certainly. So let's talk about industry. Another thing that we notice is that, man, everything is leaving here. I think Sykes just closed, and they've lost 100 and some odd jobs. There's 100 and some odd people that are, going to be laid off if they hadn't been laid off already. And me personally, I don't know much about any industry that's coming here that's really going to bring a significant amount of jobs. I hadn't heard much as far as anybody else's platform about them bringing, any industry. What's your objective on that? What's your goal? What are you planning to push when it comes to that?
Well,
And especially here in District 3.
well, you talk industry, and like I said, I mentioned Neesmith Construction, 1981. When you look at 1981, it's about to be 2001.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what, good, bad, indifferent, that's about to be 40 years put on the board.
And I'm sure you guys employed a lot of people.
Yeah. When you speak construction, there's not many people that's doing it that hasn't, in some way, somehow, we did business or came from under that umbrella of Neesmith Construction. And not, it's 40 years is a blessing.
Certainly.
So when you talk, I was raised in an entrepreneur household. My mom's a pastor. My dad, majority of my life, worked for himself while working someplace else. So when you talk that, I have those dreams and admirations for everyone. If not be your own boss, have a good job that you can take your families on vacations and see the finer things of life.
Right.
So when so about infrastructure, I see a lot of land and I see opportunity.
There's tons of it.
District 3, we have in Winsburg County, there's a lot of land and I see opportunity. So and
But
what
nobody gonna come down here and see it until y'all fix these roads.
But I'll say this, Kerry.
The worst roads in Williamsburg County, possibly South Carolina.
Yeah. Well.
I know it's not all the county's fault.
Trust me, I'm District 3 proud, so we're not gonna beat up District 3, but we also pay tax dollars. So but going to it, I have friends in California, friends in DC, friends in New York, and we are all aligning to put some points on the board where we see opportunity. And when you're some people say your network is your net worth.
Right.
So I have those ideas. When you look at all this land, you have opportunity zones and things like that.
We gotta take advantage of those.
Yeah,
things,
we got to take advantage of those things. And how you do that is, like I said, you never know who it may come from. But going back to kids and why they're so important, you have technology and you have these, it's someone you can communicate with from California and never physically touch them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the things we have to be open to, and it can happen just like that with this digital world we live in.
Right. And I think that's key for bringing in somebody to sit in to see who understands that, because I'm going to tell you that I got a call a few nights ago from someone, and we were talking about this whole thing. And she said, well, the councilman, he doesn't have really have a digital platform. He doesn't really do Facebook and things of that nature. But I want to tell you, what he's running on. And, of course, I listen because I want to see everybody's side. But I also said, you know what? Hey, I'm a mover and I'm a shaker. I'm always going somewhere, doing something. And so I'm not running around looking for a flyer somewhere. I'm not waiting on someone to give me a call. I hop on my phone, I see what's going on, and then I decide whether I'm going to be a part of it or I'm not going to be a part of it. And so talking about the youth, if they don't see it on the digital platform, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't even exist.
And I tell my older mentors, and I tell them all the time, if it ain't on social media, or it ain't digital, it ain't real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you was if you say, I caught a big fish. If it ain't on social media,
you didn't catch a big fish.
You didn't catch a big fish.
Because you're definitely not taking a Polaroid of it anymore.
And it's and I would I'll give supervisor our supervisor credit. One thing I did see, she pivoted to using communication. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen her do a lot of lives.
Yeah, lives and things like that. So I'm like, okay, that's a step. That's a step.
Yeah, and to be honest, when I'm out of town and I see, the live pop up and she's on, guess what? I tune in to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I wouldn't know anything about what's going on. I have zero clue, and that's one of the importance of, having a young, fresh mind and being able to understand how to utilize that technology to get the information out. Because now these young folks, they're not really watching TV like that anymore. They're more so watching YouTube or Facebook or I don't know, whatever, Instagram, whatever it is. Snapchat.
And like right now, me and you are doing a podcast.
Right.
And you have some people, and I understand I have to meet people where they are, but also too, we have to move forward, right? We're doing a podcast, but some of the people I'm trying to get their vote are still listening to radio.
Right.
So that's just, what I'm saying, we have to.
Yeah, you gotta have a multi-dimensional, outreach effort. So definitely understand that.
But always moving towards the future, because if you're not, you're gonna be last on the totem pole or left behind.
Yeah.
And that's why I refuse on my watch to have happen.
Yeah, and when you just said something that's key, and I kind of put my own word into it when you said it, but I heard moving forward. Those are the two most important words in that sentence as it came to me, as I heard, moving forward, because right now things are not moving forward. How do you propose when you get on the council? They're gonna say, you know what, we got this young boy here. Who's this guy? How are you going to convince him to work with you?
Well, like I said, I think to be in that seat, even if you lost sight of, why you really are there, or you wanted the best for Winsburg County and in your district, your whatever district it is you serve. And I have relationships, definitely one with one of the members, Torrance Wilson. So
he's been there for a minute, so he can definitely help mentor you.
I think he's going into his third or fourth year, third year, I think it is. So I have that relationship, but also too, I think we got a common goal. And I'll be the youngest, but in that common goal, we want to see Winsburg County win. Don't matter which district it comes from or who idea it was. We want to see Winsburg County win, right? So I think in communication, and just being convicted of why you took this, or why did you run, or why did you campaign to take this seat. I think we can communicate and figure it out to why it's best, or why this should be done, or why this should be allocated to this.
And you got a pretty young and educated and a team that wants to move forward too. So I'm pretty sure they're going to keep you on track. Sometimes it's easy to get off track. You might have to stay you back on.
Yeah, and I think
and that's good. That's a good support system to have.
And I think that's what, going back to age again, you need. Like I said, I teach, so my kids keep me like, coach, like that's
but
old.
They check
you know what I'm saying? Like like that's old. Like you still they you know what I'm saying? They keep you on track. pull your coattail, whatever you want to
Still
call
back in
it.
the early 2000s.
Yeah, but also too, you know, you have to be wise enough to know what's your lane and what's you know not your lane.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think I get my balance of it. You know what I'm saying? My dose of you know, being too cutting edge and being moving towards the future.
Gotcha.
So that's you know, but like I said, when you mentioned a team, because I think you know, some people go in and they get frustrated and they just say, you know, hey, you know, I'm gonna just show up to these meetings and take my orders and say, hey, you know, I'm doing the best I can.
So basically, you're saying you're not gonna be a do boy.
Yeah, man, that really works well with me. I'm not really just in someone's pocket or just going with the flow. That's why, like I said, it's an insult too when someone says someone pushing you up the run.
Right.
When you know the late nights you and your campaign team are pitting in, or every weekend, you know, you got something going on trying to reach people, educate people, you know, on things, you know, and like I said, it's you know, frustrating because, you know, I wasn't raised to be a follower or anyone do boy, in a sense. So.
All right. Well, that's what's up. You know, as I've been following you, you know, I like a lot of the stuff that you say. You know, to this point, I hadn't seen anything that I would personally disagree with. And to be honest, I don't see much anybody would really have to disagree with, because from what I see, your focus is kids. Your focus is, you know, moving things forward when it comes to industry and infrastructure, and just revitalizing the community. You know, and I see a lot of things that go on, and it's not just here, but you know, some of the conversations I've had, you know, they've been talking about, well, this person is giving out food here and they're giving out food there, and I'm like, I can give. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, I can care less about you giving. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. But what are you doing to make sure the community moves forward? Only thing you're doing is curing hunger for a day, or at least a couple of hours. You know. And they talk about, hey, we're gonna bring in another Dollar General. If I see another Dollar General around this place, I'm not saying I'm gonna die. You know. How many jobs?
Hey, don't say that, because I'm telling you, one will pop up tomorrow. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
It's like, come on, man. What are we gonna do that's more advanced than that? Tell me something.
Kerry, you sort of knocked me off. I was about to.
Well, that's what I do.
It was something I wanted to. I can't remember what it was.
Well, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, it'll come back to me.
Yeah. But you know, all of those things are good. They're great.
Yes,
but
yes.
I know me personally as a voter, I need to see more. And if you're telling me, hey, I'm gonna see more, I'm willing to give you a chance. And I think that that's something that other people should look at. You know, giving people a chance, especially after seeing the things that have been going on. I mean, heck, you look around. Just come on, you saw the debate the other night. Oh my gosh. I think it's time to give somebody else a chance, y'all. Goodness gracious, even at their level.
Even at their level. But going back, you know, you mentioned the groceries and furniture and things like that.
So what's going on with the groceries and the furniture?
They're giving out furniture. And what I'm saying is, and I'm saying but it's elections season, and we're running a campaign, and it seems to be that the furniture and the grocery or the food is the platform.
That's the carrot that's dangled in front of the rabbit, huh?
You said it, not me. But what I'm saying is, when you look at it, it definitely seems and feel that way. And I'm telling you, the Neesmith campaign, for one, let me get this on record.
Tell us what the Neesmith campaign is all about.
It's much bigger than me. Like it's way past me. It's way past the Neesmith campaign. it's a mind shift. You know what I'm saying? It's a paradigm shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to change our thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you have to realize your power in a sense.
Right. Right.
And in that power and just how bad it is, we have some people that don't vote because the system, they feel like the system is rigged
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't do anything. But I'll tell you a story, just how this, like I spoke on Ronnie Saban being my basketball coach, or Senator Saban being my basketball coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was texting a mom the other day, and we were talking. I was checking on her son, and she told me that he is so excited. He's a senior in high school, at Seymour High School. She told me how excited her son is to vote for me.
Mm.
And
That's awesome.
and of course, not to compare myself to Barack Obama or nothing. I did not compare myself to Barack Obama.
Yeah, because you know how that narrative is going to go if you say that. Yeah.
But when I was 18,
mm-hmm.
my first time being eligible to vote was for Obama,
Mm-hmm.
and I can remember the hope that I felt, that because what I saw in my parents' eyes,
Mm-hmm.
a black man can be president. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
that's big time.
So it made me understand that for him to be excited about me voting for me is because he sees something that he can identify with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's so crucial to that mind shift.
Right.
So now this kid is thinking, I can be county councilman. No, I can be governor. You know what I'm saying? But if we think or we wait that you have to be 60 to be county councilman or to give back, to do anything great or give back or be a servant or to serve, what message are we sending?
Right.
So
time is now.
So when we complain about the kids and what they're not doing, it's because why do you think they want to be a rapper? Because the rappers are their age.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Or basketball players. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, the pastor is not their age. Now, when you have younger men in ministry or women in ministry, you have young kids say, I'm going to be a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a deacon.
They probably want to come to church then. You know?
So it is 1 + 1 = 2 to me, but it's a mind shift. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, it's all about educating yourself. I didn't say education.
Mm-hmm.
It's educating yourself to things and to matters, and you will realize that what's really, how things are really moving out here.
Right.
And I'm telling you, once again, it's much bigger than me. I'm just a vehicle for a whole lot of people to reach their full potential. That's truly what I feel like.
And I think that's crucial, man. That's crucial because I have a 16-year-old son. You've seen him with me. I have an 18-year-old daughter.
And also too, man, I want to commend you on that because once again, I'm a teacher, and a lot of these kids, I'm a big brother or father figure, and that's a problem. I wouldn't say it's a problem because I'm doing my job and I should be in some form, but I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
I have to be because they have, no one is there.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying, and I'm just saying that because, man, I'm really boots on the ground in the trenches with this.
Right.
And if you've never been a teacher, and trust me, to all my teachers out there that taught me, I'm sorry and I get it. I'm telling you, it's really.
I gotta apologize too. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's for real. You know
this is real life.
Yeah, this is real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Obviously, they done something right. They instilled something in you.
Yeah.
Your parents did, your brothers did. All those people instilled something in you. And with that said, again, that gives the other kids, that 18-year-old kid at Murray, it gives them something to look up to. Like I said, I can be something else other than a rapper or a basketball player. If that's what you want to do, fine. But there's other things that we can do. And unfortunately, especially in this area, they don't get to see enough of the other things that they can be.
Exposure.
Right. They don't get exposure.
One of our initiatives is exposure, getting kids exposed. Something we're working on now. I'm talking arts, STEM, studio. Which is arts. But when I when I say these things, and not to toot my own horn, but just how things align and things work. Like now, I am this come January, I will be the drone instructor for the Winsburg County School District.
Say drone, those things that fly around.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Reading the article the other day says I think it was 10 to 20 or 15 to 20 or something like that. The majors that people are majoring in now will be obsolete because of technology. So you talking about I'm gonna be a truck driver when they're working on trucks to drive themselves.
Right.
They're working on drones to. So what I'm saying is when I'm able to teach Hemingway, C. Murray, King Street, these seniors, and they realize I get my pilot's license for my drone. There's a real estate company in Charleston that'll pay me $150 an hour to go,
Yo, when's your next class?
But just how this work, right? You have older people finding that out. Even my peers, like, can I get in the class? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's just how these are the opportunities that they have. But if we don't put into place the exposure for them to take it, you know what I'm saying? And all of them, and I'm not pushing this on no one, but we have to, it's on us to give them that opportunity and expose them to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, it's man, it goes deep. But we're beginning October 5th to November 3rd. We're gonna run our race, and we're gonna make it happen at the post. I believe the younger generation and the older people want better for their kids and their grandkids, and they're going to vote in that manner. And that's not nothing personal to the other side. It's a shift. You know what I'm saying? Like we're seeing it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, we can make a shift from wanting to be a rapper to being a label owner, or being a basketball player, or being a executive of the basketball team, or being the owner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's how we have to take the lids off and make them think so much bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And that's a great way to close on this. Inspiring the youth to be better, do better, inspiring their mothers and fathers to put them in a position to be better, inspiring other folks like myself to be more mentors and helping out and making sure that we put our community in a better place so that everyone could succeed. And just like today, I heard this all day. Hey, I'm rocking with Randall. So I tell you what, hey, I'm rocking with you, my brother. And with that said, that does not close my platform to anyone else. If anyone else has anything to say, they would like to address anything, please feel free. We'll gladly interview you, and be very, very objective. So no issues anywhere, and I'm sure that this man would, love to have a dialogue. And to be honest, I would like to see you guys sit at the same table and have a dialogue.
Hey,
I would
man,
definitely do that.
I'm with it. You put it out there. I'm with it. I would encourage because what I'm saying is that's what we have to. Hey, like I like something off your platform. I'll like let me see how that worked, the ins and outs of it. Let's collab or let me adopt it. So I'm with it because I'm all about pushing District 3 and Winsburg County forward. So I'm with it. But I like to say this too, Kerry. Just to the people,
talk to the people
that's watching. I, Randall Neesmith, seeking your vote so that the torch could be passed, and that you can hire me. I'm applying for the job, and anybody you vote for from now until to this is over, you are hiring those people. If they don't do the job, you're able to let them go. So I'm asking that you hire me so I can advocate for District 3. I think it's far too long that District 3 are getting the scraps off other people's tables, or people are making decisions for us and not with us. So it's time for us to change that. And if we want better, we have to vote better and make better decisions. So, like I said, from October 5th to November 3rd, I ask that you hire Randall Neesmith. Click on Randall Neesmith name, split that ticket. However, let's get it going.
All right, everybody. Hey, thank you for tuning in to Huge Ego 1000. We got it popping. Stay tuned for the next episode. We out. All right.
How long is that?
46 minutes.